Hey, Jared Bauman with Weekend Growth. Today we're talking all about a website that we bought and grew to make just under $10,000 a month. When we bought it, it was making just about $2,000 a month, so we grew it quite a bit, but it was not an easy path to growth. And I'm going to share with you all the details about how we went about growing this website today in this video. I'm going to share the tactics, the strategies, all the little nitty gritty. So if you want to learn more about how to grow a website to making 5 figures a month, this is the video for you. If you like this kind of content, if you want to see more case studies and more in-depth analysis, hit the like button, drop a comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe for more future content. All right, let's get into it. Okay, first things first, background on the website that we purchased. The website was purchased at the beginning of 2021. It was making around $2,000 a month and pretty much all through direct ad sales. That's right. The website had no affiliate, no ad component, just direct sales to vendors in the niche. The website had been around since the mid-2000s, so it was about 16 years old. At one point in 2014, the website ranked for a healthy number of keywords and was driving organic traffic. Over time, though, the content, it atrophied and became out of date. Rankings slipped. The site was a mid-DR50. It had a great backlink profile. It was full of niche-relevant backlinks. The person who made the website, they didn't know much about the technical aspects of running a website. They hired our marketing agency originally to help them transfer the site to a new theme. It was during this process that we discovered all the tech debt that this website had. Throughout the process of transferring the site, I became friends with the owner. We talked about my agency's business model, how we built websites on the side, and by the end of 2020, the owner asked me to put in an offer on the website. Its only source of revenue was not scalable, as we talked about. It was not built on something that was evergreen and that could grow over time. So because of that, we settled on a price in the mid-5 figures to help mitigate the upfront costs we knew we were going to have with all the technical repairs the website would need. We negotiated a down payment with monthly payments over the course of the first year or so. Then we had to dig in. With the purchase out of the way, it was time to roll up our sleeves and get started. We started this project with a comprehensive site audit and a strategic content plan. And I recommend that you do the same for any website that you purchase. The way I like to describe it is a site audit is giving you an understanding of where the website is, and a content plan is telling you where you need to go. Together, that dictates the strategy for what you want to work on right now. As I alluded to, the site audit yielded a lot of mistakes and problems with the way the website was set up. From a general high level, we needed to properly canonicalize the HTTP and the HTTPS versions of the site. We had to remove a bunch of redirect chains. We had to remove links to 404 pages. We had to add titles and meta descriptions. But beyond that, we had a lot of cleanup to do on articles that did not rank. The hosting was with a really poor host and was throwing off a lot of 500 errors. So we made changes in the hosting right away and went with a good hosting plan. For this one, we went with Kinsta, and there are many, though, that will do a great job. Cloudways is another one. We changed the navigation in the menu to improve the crawl depth and make it so that Google could crawl the pages that we wanted to rank. The website didn't have any categories, so we added categories that we strategically planned so that, again, content was put in a category that made sense for the type of article that it was. Didn't have any SEO plugins, so we added Rank Math, which is our recommended SEO plugin. There was no footer and outdated privacy policy pages, disclaimers, these types of pages, so we updated that. There was no about page, and the about page nowadays, in concert with author pages, are really important for Google's EEAT. So we built out an about page, added a lot of information about the different authors for this website, and created those author pages that we talked about. Next up, we had a lot of content that didn't rank. A lot of this content was written in a manner that did not allow it to rank. It wasn't targeting a keyword, it wasn't search optimized, and so we had to make the decision after an in-depth analysis what we kept, what we deleted, and what we updated. In the end, we deleted over 3,000 articles. We set up a 410 because we didn't want Google to keep coming back. And the 410 tells Google, hey, don't keep coming here, it's gone. We did have to update some articles instead of a 410 with a 301 redirect. And these are the ones that had backlinks. We wanted to preserve that backlink juice, so we set up a 301 redirect to the most relevant URL. With 3,000 articles gone, the website looked totally different, but we still had some content that we kept that needed updating. It was out of date, even though it might have been targeted for a specific keyword. It didn't target something that we needed now. It was out of date. It was old content. We needed to do a refresh and give Google basically roughly a brand new article. For many of them, new articles. For many of them, just refresh the content. The website needed a refresh. The content on the website pages was out of date, and the design was slow and clunky, which is ironic considering that we had worked with the previous owner to migrate the old site to the new site, but we didn't like the way the new site was done. It wasn't designed with speed in mind. It wasn't designed with navigability in mind. So we did just elect to make a change to the homepage. So we built a new homepage and we kept the rest of the less than perfect design elements. Those technical repairs took several months to finish. We would make a big round of repairs, we would run a new audit, and we would determine what was left to fix. It took several iterations, and once we were done, we knew we were gonna have to wait a little while for Google to recrawl and, more importantly, re-understand the makeup of the site. It was a much different website at this point. We'd fixed a lot of the problems, but we'd also changed the site a lot. No problem. It was time now to get into publishing content. As I mentioned, the website had a real haphazard mixture of content that had been published over the years. We had deleted the bulk of it, and what was remaining was even more haphazard. So with our content plan in hand, we sat down to start publishing the high priority keywords first. What are high priority keywords? The best way I know to put it is that these are keywords that your website should be ranking for, but isn't. A bit subjective? Yeah, it is. But when you're dealing with a website like this that has plenty of age and a decent DR, you can be a bit subjective about things. So we started targeting some high priority keywords that were affiliate focused, that we knew we could rank for, well, hopefully, and that would start bringing in money right away. They would start to pay out affiliate commissions from sales that were garnered through ranking for these keywords. These are pretty easy to find if you go over to Ahrefs, plug competitors into their content gap tool, and then sort and filter. Once we were done writing those, which only took a month or two, we started focusing on topical silos. Topical authority, bit of a buzzword today, but it is a foundational element in ranking in today's Google environment. You need to have a good amount of content around specific topics in your niche, and you'd be surprised sometimes by how detailed you need to go. So with our content plan, we had identified specific topical silos that we wanted to rank for, and we set out to write all the content in each silo, going one silo at a time. You can use Ahrefs to find these keywords. I have to admit though, we love using low fruits. It's a absolutely fantastic tool to help you find the low competition opportunities for keywords that are built around a topic. You can write a bunch of them, gaining topical authority and rank quickly because the competition is so low. We got to work cranking out content, publishing 16 articles a month, then 38 articles a month, then 77 articles a month. We kept up this cadence for several months and then settled on around 20 to 30 articles per month, all the way until months 9, 10, and 11. So we were really cranking out a good amount of content. We continued publishing content for the course of the next 2 years. Sometimes we hit that number of 75 to 80 posts per month. Other times we were only publishing 10 to 15 posts per month. But we were consistently publishing content every month, going after those topical silos one at a time. Let's talk about a few of the other things that we were doing while we were publishing that content. For starters, I mentioned at the outset that the website, when we bought it, really was only earning revenue from ads from other vendors in the space. We kept that up and started establishing relationships with each of those vendors. We inherited a very small email list and it hadn't really been taken care of. The emails were sent out very haphazardly. So we put together an autoresponder sequence, added a pop-up to the website and started generating new email subscribers. And then we put together an autoresponder sequence, one that would help nurture people. We didn't really have a lot to sell at that point, but we knew that we wanted to be generating emails from the outset and nurturing them so that they felt like they were getting content that added value. We'll come back to what we did with that a bit later. As we published content that was buyer focused, that had affiliate reviews in them, we started earning money from Amazon affiliates at the beginning. We wanted to try out other affiliate programs, and we did, and they didn't work very well. Some niches they work really well in, others not as much. You need to try though, because other websites we have do amazing on private or smaller affiliate offers. After about a year or so, the website was getting enough traffic that we're able to add a premium ad network to the website. So again, we have ad revenue coming in from direct sales to vendors, and then we have an ad network like AdThrive publishing ads on the website and earning money. Again, about a year in, we were able to purchase a course from an expert in our niche. We bought that course and were able to immediately offer it to our email list. Again, at this point, we've been building that email list up, had been nurturing them, and then we're able to offer this course. So that started adding some additional revenue. We put a banner ad up for that. We infused it into our content. We would email about it occasionally. We would add it to our autoresponder sequence. And so that started generating revenue for us. Towards the end of the second year, we launched several ebooks that were based on the content that we'd already written. The great thing about building out a topical silo is that when you're done with that silo, you have pretty much a course or a book done, written for you, because you've covered all the topics. And so we packaged all that up into an ebook. We'd finished several silos at that point. We put together several ebooks, launched it as a Black Friday sale, and then again added it into the website and added it throughout our email autoresponder. Okay, you've heard all about what we've done to grow the website over the course of 2 years. Let's go ahead and go back and take you on a timeline of events and what happened as a result of those. I'll go through quarter by quarter, which is 3-month periods, from the time we purchased the website all the way up until where we're at now. Q1 2021. So again, we purchased the website on January 1st, 2021. The first few months were spent on the technical site repairs that came from the site audit that we conducted. We also updated 54 articles and deleted over 3,000 articles. By March of 2021, we were starting to publish new content from our keyword research. Organic traffic was pretty flat. The site was up about 16% in March from when we purchased it in January. Q2 2021. We were full into content production by quarter 2, publishing 38 articles in April, 77 articles in May, and 75 articles in June. Publishing content was basically our sole focus, as the site was now technically sound. We did begin to build a few links, mostly to some of the new content we were publishing. We chose articles that had a lot of internal link opportunities, so we could spread that link juice out throughout the site. Organic traffic actually fell throughout Q2, which was surprising. I thought all of our technical repairs would provide some lift as we had improved so much to the navigation, the crawlability, etc. But as we're going to learn, the website had a long road ahead of it for growth. Q3 2021. Traffic remained unchanged heading into the second half of 2021. We were already 6 months into the progress of this website, so we made the decision to pull back a bit from our content publishing schedule. We were torn because we were convinced that this site would do well long-term, but we had other projects that were getting a higher ROI at the time. So we had to be conscious about where we were putting our money. We settled into a content publishing schedule of roughly 10 articles per month and a handful of backlinks. Traffic was flat. Good news is that some of our monetized articles we had written back in Q1 and Q2, they were starting to rank, so we began earning affiliate income. Revenue had doubled by the end of Q3 to about $4,000 per month. Q4 2021. Not gonna lie, we were really scratching our heads by now as to why organic traffic hadn't grown. Worried? No, we knew to trust the process, and we knew that we had done a good job with our evaluation. The domain was a good one. We had made vast improvements throughout 2021. To us, it was clear just how much Google had lost interest in this site. An old site with a great backlink profile doesn't change the fact that for several years now, Google would come and crawl this site and see content that they just didn't like. It was hard to crawl. It was not easy to get around. There was a lot of broken stuff. And we just had to continue convincing the Google bots that things had changed around here. We acquired a niche relevant course in October and immediately promoted it to our email list, leading to an immediate $2,000. We promoted it again on Black Friday for another $1,500. This gave us some nice revenues for the website in October, $5,231, and November, $4,480. As mentioned, though, organic traffic still relatively flat, only increasing 13% over the previous quarter. Q1 2022. We've owned the site for 1 year, and it was not where we wanted it to be. Throughout 2021, we spent dozens of hours technically fixing the website, deleting over 3,000 old and irrelevant articles. We updated 54 articles, published 317 new articles for a total of 495,478 words, and had built 46 backlinks. And yet, Organic traffic in January 2022 was only up 21% over January of 2021. Ouch. We sat down as a team and did a deep dive. We deleted another round of articles that weren't receiving any organic traffic. We committed to putting more effort into growing the email list. And we decided we would continue with our publishing schedule of about 10 articles per month until we saw more movement. One piece of good news, we were able to qualify the site for AdThrive. When you have a site on AdThrive already, they're often a little bit more lenient about accepting additional websites. And so at the end of March, we added that immediate revenue stream. Speaking of March, we were starting to see some organic traffic increases this month. March 2021 traffic reached almost 28,000 organic page views, which is up 19% over February of 2021. Revenue had dropped, though, in January and February. It's common, as consumers typically spend less in these months. But March's revenue had bounced back to some of the numbers we saw at the end of Q3. March earned $4,236. Q2 2022, we seem to have reached a new plateau at the 30,000 organic page views per month mark. We continued with our publishing schedule, and then the May 2022 update hit. We originally weren't caught up in it, but then in June, there was a 2-week period where traffic plummeted. It was reversed a few weeks later, but it had a pretty big impact on June's numbers like traffic and revenue. Now, 18 months into this project, I'm not going to lie, we were getting pretty frustrated. We had now added almost 400 pieces of new content. It was well-produced, well-written content. Google had had plenty of time to recrawl and relearn the site and see the positive improvements we had made. Instead, Google had penalized the site for several weeks, although thankfully that got reversed. Q3 2022. Finally, this is the quarter where breakout happened and things started to change. We're now more than 18 months in, and we are still following the process as previous quarters that we'd outlined, but things started to take off. And by the way, this does happen commonly on websites. You'll work and work and work with little to no growth, and then bam. So by the end of Q3, organic traffic was up 108% from the beginning of the year. Revenue was also starting to go up. The site made $5,000 of revenue in September of 2022. We were really excited about this growth. It came at the right time too. Q4 is historically the best sales quarter for online businesses. Q4 2022, we introduced a couple of new ideas during this quarter. For starters, we were doing a little bit of outbound sales to vendors in our niche. We talked about when we acquired the site, how that made up the bulk of the income, and we wanted to double down and earn more from reaching out instead of just passively accepting inquiries. This simple action led to $1,970 in additional revenue in October, another $1,000 in November, and $3,348 additional dollars in December. All of this through banner ads, email sponsorships, these types of things. We also ran a 1-year promotion on the course we had purchased in October of 2021. That added an additional $1,500 of revenue in October. We launched a paid ebook, as I talked about, on Black Friday. That added just under $1,500 in revenue. Organic traffic continued to grow throughout Q4, coming in just shy of 100,000 page views in December. That's some good growth. Revenue peaked in October 2022 at $9,025. Wrapping things up, Q1 of 2023, when you hear about hockey sticks as a result of SEO work done to a website, Q1 of 2023 is a shining example. So monthly page views more than doubled throughout the quarter, going from 99,115 in December to 219,040 page views in March. Revenue was down pretty significantly in January 2023, mainly due to the usual seasonal dips in RPMs that AdThrive will see, and other ad networks as well, and the dip in consumer purchases from Amazon, other affiliates, etc. RPMs were even lower this month in January, but thankfully that had started to rebound as February and March went on. It's also important to note that a lot of the traffic increases were coming from countries outside of the United States and the United Kingdom. These countries will often generate lower RPMs, and so it was almost like a double whammy in terms of how much money we were earning. With a significant growth in organic traffic, though, we did ramp up content production in March, and we plan on continuing that for the near future. Course sales continue to come in every month thanks to our optimized email autoresponder sequence. In Q2 and beyond, we plan to add the ebooks to the email funnel to replicate these course sales results. Okay, let's quickly review the different steps that led to the success and growth of this purchased website. Number 1, getting the lay of the land, doing an audit and a content plan, understanding the current state of the website, what needs to be done to get things ready to go, and get things fixed and repaired, and a content plan so you know where you're going and you have it all planned out. It's so tempting to dive in right away get started, to roll up your sleeves, but it's so much more important to spend the time planning first. A site audit, a content plan, these types of things will set the course for what needs to get done now and what you need to do to grow the site. Number 2, deleting content. It has to be said, if we had tried to continue to grow this site on the back of over 4,000 articles, most of which were thin, not optimized for search, and not even targeting anything that people would look for, if we had tried to do that, this site probably would not have gone nearly as far as it has so far. Deleting content can be a great way to get rid of and prune old content that will never rank, while also resetting the way that Google looks at your website, at your domain, and resetting the way that it crawls it. Number 3, building topical authority by publishing lots of really, really highly relevant and high quality content. Again, in the end, we published well over 400 articles to get us to this point, and we could have published a lot more. We actually slowed down our content production at many different points because the website's growth was so slow. I, looking back, wish we had continued publishing 40, 50, 60 articles per month, but at the same time, we never stopped publishing content, and we focused on building topical authority. Number 4, diversifying our revenue streams. We did not just rely on one revenue stream. We didn't just build an Amazon affiliate website or a site that was just monetized by ads. We diversified. We inherited the site. When we bought it, it was getting money from direct ad sales. And in the end, we added Amazon affiliates and other affiliate programs. We added AdThrive. We also built out the email list, sold to the email list with a course we purchased, and launched several ebooks. So in the end, none of these were making over half of the revenue. All of them were contributing in some way or shape, some of them more so than others, granted, but it was really, really eye-opening to see the different ways we were able to earn money with this website. And in the end, to get us to that just under $10,000 a month mark, each of them in their own way did help contribute. Diversifying the revenue streams is not just a great way to earn more money, but it's also a great way to make your site less susceptible to, say, a specific Google update, like a product review update, or something that might take away and pull from your revenue, like a change in commission rate. Number 5, and perhaps the most important of all of them, is we stuck with it. I'll be honest with you, when we bought this website, I did not think it would take over 18 months to see substantial growth. Yes, we did grow it a little bit here and there, 13% growth quarter over quarter in organic traffic. We did hit some nice revenue numbers in Q4, the first year we bought the site, but it really took almost 2 years before the site started having that hockey stick growth that you want when you purchase a website. We had to continually reevaluate things. Did we do the process properly? Was there something that we missed? Are there areas that we're missing and not going after? Or do we just need to stick with it and keep digging our heels in and going forward? In the end, we kept evaluating, we kept sticking with it, and that is probably the biggest reason why the site is successful at this point. I hope you enjoyed this case study of buying a website, purchasing a website that was making $2,000 a month and growing it to making over $9,000 a month. If you did like this type of content, please make sure you hit that like button. Let me know in the comments what you enjoyed about it, or if you have any questions. Subscribe for future content. I'm going to be publishing a lot more videos like this, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.